week started with Al finishing the blocking in the great room and under where the fireplace will be, which in his words was probably over-engineered, but if it keeps our floors from creaking or sagging, I'm all for it. We also got some much-needed rain, which filled our barrels and likely helped fill up our neighbors' wells, which some had run dry for the very first time in decades. Our river has been the lowest we've seen it yet. We've had a long stretch without rain. So the rain was welcomed, and it also gave us the chance to pick up the lumber for the walls. Then one day of rain turned into a week on and off to where we were looking for little pockets of time where we could make some progress. And even on the non-rainy days, planning and spacing the windows took some time to make sure we had it right.
So that would mean that the windows stop here. The wall is right here. And the breakfast bar, and I remember we were talking about this, like if you're sitting at the breakfast bar, do you want a window here where you're sitting, or should it start behind the person sitting?
I think it's fine that it's behind because you're going to be talking about it, right? You're not going to be focused on. And when you could sit at the table and stare outside.
Yeah, okay. So then that puts it kind of like a drawing, a little off center. So I think that's okay. I think the idea is you want to bring the window.
What's the angle? I'm not playing that game. It's the same business with a different name. Who's the target? Sorry, I'm not in the market. If I quit buying, you can't sell me anything.
folks, trying to take advantage of some crappy weather. I got a curiosity to share with folks because I'd like to hear in the comments possibly if anybody has encountered the situation regarding top mount joist hangers. So the issue, small issue. So what I'm going to do today is I've got some leftover strips of dimensional lumber that I'm going to put through the table saw to make a bunch of 1/8 inch strips, and then I'm going to lay them all the way around the rim of the building, just staple them down. It's essentially shims to the outer 2 plies of all my beams. Reason being is that with those top mount joist hangers, they sit there, you put your nails through them, and they sit about 1/8 of an inch above your beam. Not only that, but the joists that you then set in them also sit about 1/8 of an inch above your beam. So I have this situation where if I were to sit my walls just as is, they're going to be naturally inclined to want to tilt outward, which I don't want, and I'm not sure how I should have done it. Like, hindsight's always 20/20. I could have, not, it'd be somewhat inconvenient, but if I had the foresight, I would have taken the 2x12s that I was going to use on the inner ply of each beam and just ripped them through the table saw and took that 1/8 of an inch off, so that when they hung, they would then be recessed a little bit, and then with the nails and everything would be level with the rest of the beam. But I'm just curious, anybody that has done a specific type of foundation as ours, like, wooden beams with these joist hangers on the outside, I don't know how, other than hand notching them for all the years, or, like I say, running that inner ply through a table saw, knocking off the 1/8 inch. I'm not sure how else you would avoid having that kind of problem with level. But curious to know.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no can weather any storm.
Now,
before I sleep,
I would say we'll lift it from the middle on the
hear
header.
the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do.
Now, I'll make adjustments here.
What we have, let's hold on tight.
Yeah.
Found what we're looking for in life.
You're like pulling it?
I'm going
Just
to
talk to me out loud.
I'm going to lift it and move it forward.
Okay.
And it's going to drop suddenly because you got to get past this. So lean it back a bit.
Okay.
I'd rather have it that way,
Okay.
so that we're not risking having this thing fall forward. I'd rather it, we can always keep it from falling back on us. But if it falls forward,
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
Now I'm going to pull this there, and then we're going to there. Now, are you okay?
I am. What are you doing now?
Making some adjustments. You can tip it forward now a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
You okay?
Yeah. Really nervous about it tilting forward.
It won't. I'm here.
Okay.
So you just relax.
Okay.
Don't get nervous, because that's when you actually make mistakes, when you're all paranoid and afraid that shit's gonna go sideways. So I'm just gonna make another little adjustment here.
Yep.
And then just hang on, I gotta go and look down the barrel. Just yell if you feel like you're losing control and I'll come right back to save it. Yeah, that's good.
Our boy to the rescue.
That's right.
As we reach this milestone of sorts and reflect in the season that teaches us all how to let go, we're noticing a little impatience with the weather that keeps us from making the progress that we'd like. We began making these videos as a love letter of sorts to my parents and our family and friends. We moved far away and we wanted them to feel like they were a part of this dream with us. We know that we could hire people to make this job go faster, but we like the challenge, learning something new, and spending this time together building a shared vision. We really are enjoying the process. Of course, we're eager to have our home complete, but as a wise man once told us, someday we will miss the life that we were living during this process, because the time together has been our dream and the reason we retired early. We've both been around long enough to know how fast time flies. There is nothing more satisfying than looking around and seeing all that we've accomplished together. One day we will give all of this to our son. We like to think that it will be a cherished memory of love, sweat, and tears that went into building our dreams for the generations to come.